Hello, Board Game Brawlers. My name is Nick. I am the host and organizer of Board Game Brawl, a gaming group in South Florida and a series of video reviews and hopefully soon podcasts. Now, this is my co-host, Bugbear. She's our mascot and also our chief executive beagle. So say whatever you want about me. Don't mess with her because for your own safety, she's just pure danger. Now, I just wanted to give you a little bit of an introductory video explaining what we're about here at Board Game Brawl. I have been organizer of the group for about 10 months, and we have a blast playing all kinds of modern board games. Anything you can possibly imagine, from Euro games to Ameritrash games, mostly Ameritrash games. Those are my favorite. And I just want to spread my wings a bit and give it a shot at doing video reviews and podcasting, mostly because I admire so many other video reviewers and podcasters. You might have heard of the Dice Tower. I'm a big fan of theirs. But I realize that board gamers' time is very valuable, that you don't have the time to watch a million videos on the games you might be interested in purchasing. So hopefully my opinion is something a little bit different than the opinions you're used to hearing, and that they'll be very informative when you're making your decision to buy a game, because games are expensive. I realize that for sure. I can't afford every game that I want to get, and I have to make my decisions wisely. So hopefully we're putting something out there that you find very useful to you. Well, folks, for our next segment, we're just going to have to soldier on without my co-host, Bugbear. She is on double super secret board game brawl business that I cannot possibly drag her away from at the back window. But that's okay, because we're going to get through this together. No worries. Now, if you're paying attention to our YouTube channel, and I hope that you are, please subscribe. You will notice that we've done one review already for the card game Love Letter from AEG. It's a very nifty little game, and I was happy to review it, and I think my producer Gary did a fantastic job on the visuals for it. But later in the week, we should also have another review posted for the game Boss Monster from Brotherwise Games. I'm not going to spoil what I think about that game. Please tune in, like, share, and subscribe to check it out. Now, I'm just going to show you a little overview of what we're going to review in the next month or so. Now, we can't do too many of these big production-heavy reviews, maybe one or two a week, but we think that there are certain games that need a little bit of TLC, and we're willing to spend the extra time on them, and hopefully you will find them worth the wait and worth your while as far as how informative they are. But let me show you what we have planned over the next month. First, we have Z-Pocalypse. Now, this was a Kickstarter game from Greenbrier Games, and it was a little controversial. It made a lot of money, and it was part of the whole zombie craze, which is still ongoing. And, of course, there were a lot of delays with the game because, wow, it's a Kickstarter game that was delayed. Who'd have thunk it? But I have some pretty strong thoughts about this, and I can't wait to share them with you. So, next, we have another Kickstarter game. This one's from Red Raven Games, and it's called City of Iron. And this game has an amazing theme, and it has some heavy Euro elements, which is a little bit out of my comfort zone, but that's okay. I'm always looking to expand my horizons, and I've been looking for the one Euro that's really going to change my mind about the entire genre. I also am looking forward to trying the other game from Red Raven Games called Empires of the Void. So, did this game wow me like no other Euro has before? Well, you'll have to find out when I make the review. And then we have, oh, it's heavy, it's so heavy, Exalted War for the Throne. Now, this is a bit of an older one, maybe 2007, from White Wolf Productions, one of the very few board games that they've made. They're mostly known for tabletop RPGs. And, hey, what can I say? This game has an enormous box, and you know what they say about board games with enormous boxes? They're incredibly annoying to put on your shelf. That's about all that they say. But I'll let you know what I think about that. And eventually, I want to get to Tanto Cuore and Tanto Cuore and the newest Tanto Cuore. All of them from Japanime Games, originally Japanese games from Arclight Games, I believe. And, well, I have all the expansions for it, so you could probably guess what I think about it. But what exactly do I think about it, and how does it stack up to other deck building card games? Well, they have maids. That's one thing that definitely sets it apart from other deck builders, but no spoiler there. So just as a little teaser regarding those games, one of them I haven't even played yet. One of them is just mediocre. I'd probably tell you to skip it. And the other game has some really wonderful things about it and some really bad things about it. And I really need to play it again because I'm not sure how I feel. And one game is just good. It's good. It's a decent game. But, you know, like I said, we don't have time for a bunch of different production-heavy games. Every now and then I just want to review a small card game that maybe isn't worth a lot of extra effort, but I just want to show it to you anyways and let you know what I think. So let me show you a few of those that I want to do little quickie reviews on. First we have King's Blood, which is a card game that is so awesome it doesn't even need a box. Well, that's not true. I just didn't have a box for it. So one thing I will tell you about this game is from Steve Jackson Games, and another thing I will tell you is that it is absolutely, positively not like Uno at all. That's a lie. It's almost exactly like Uno, so spoiler alert. And I have another Kickstarter game. This one, yes, this is the original packaging that the game came in. This is called Fox and Chicken. It's from Sprocket Games, which was originally founded by the guy who did the Little Metal Dog Show podcast, I believe. And this is basically a variant of Werewolf or Mafia or whatever you want to call that game mechanic. But it's basically in a more family-friendly package with a lot of cute and sort of geeky, nerdy extra roles. So haven't played this one yet. Can't wait to do so because I love hidden role games like The Resistance and Werewolf. And we have Onirim. I hope I'm pronouncing correctly. Onirim. This is a solo or two-player cooperative game. Very interesting game. I definitely have some thoughts on this. Can't wait to review it. And this little import card game called Saga, not to be confused with the game Saga from Uberplay, which was on Tenga, and there are millions of copies of it floating around in every math trade I've ever been involved in. This is from a Japanese company that I don't know, but but hopefully it's good. It actually looks like Love Letter with a lot more cards, which may not be a bad thing. I'm not sure. I really love Love Letter, but I'll check it out and let you know what I think. And, of course, all of this is subject to change because in the next month there are going to be some amazing board game releases. Hopefully. You can never count on even retail board games coming out when they're supposed to. But hopefully this week the game Forbidden Desert will drop, as the kids like to say. Forbidden Desert is the sequel to Forbidden Island, and it looks amazing, except for the fact that it's in a tin. I don't really like tins, but other than that, it looks really cool, and if I can get my hands on it, I'm going to review it for you as soon as possible. Now, there should also be a couple of Kickstarter games coming my way, hopefully, and that's even more prone to delays, but I believe they're on my way. One of them is Cross Master Arena, also from Japanime Games. This, well, I have no idea what it plays like. It's a two-player skirmish game. I think you can do 4 players with teams. Maybe a bad game, maybe not, but I will tell you that the components are amazing. So if it's a horrible game, you may at least get some awesome minis out of it. But I'll let you know. I really have no idea yet. And another Kickstarter game is Dungeon Roll, which is coming out from Tasty Minstrel Games. And this looks like a very simple, light dice and card game. And there's nothing wrong with that. I really like dice and card games like King of Tokyo. But I really have no idea. It comes in a neat little chest, and which is another annoying box size. I don't know what I'm going to do with that on my shelf, but I will let you know what I think of the game itself. Alright, I dragged my co-host back for our final segment. Now, please stay tuned to Board Game Brawl. We're going to have some amazing videos on our way and hopefully a podcast very soon with all of our thoughts on board gaming. If you want to check us out around social media, there's some very helpful links below this video to our Facebook group, our Board Game Geek Guild, and our meetup site if you're in the South Florida area. Even if you're not in the South Florida area, maybe you'll stop by. Everyone comes to Florida eventually, and we would love to game with you. We love gaming with new people. So thank you for watching, and I hope you stick around and see what we have coming. There's a lot of great stuff in store. And please, above all else, get out there and game and have fun gaming. Take care.